Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
We're here today to announce a community project through the federal government in cooperation with City Mayor Paul Young, facilitating it for Pure Academy and Heal 901. These are projects that help young men in Memphis get an opportunity to get an opportunity. There are a lot of difficulties in many people's pasts in Memphis, and they need some guidance and they need some help. Crime is a problem, and that's what Jarrell works on at 901 to try to help with crime in our inner cities with counseling programs and different programs inside of apartment complexes and all. And Melvin started this Pure Academy where people get an opportunity to learn sports, maybe get an opportunity to go off to college and play sports, have a better life, and also have academics, agriculture, and different opportunities that they'll learn. And we're proud to do this. This is, as most of you know, I guess, my last term. And one of the things I've been most proud of is bringing home these community projects to Memphis and seeing results in Memphis. Unfortunately, this is not going to occur in the future because there's not going to be a congressman who has Memphis as their district, Memphis as their heart, Memphis as their purpose. They stretch from Memphis to Nashville. You can blame President Trump for that. You can blame Governor Bill Lee for that. You can blame the Tennessee General Assembly for that. They took away the congressman who cared about Memphis, and it wasn't just me. The purpose of a minority district, majority minority district, and we were not a voting rights district, is to give the minority population an opportunity to elect the person of their choice. It doesn't have to be a person who, quote unquote, looks like me. Nobody wants to look like me. I hear it all the time. But it gives them an opportunity. But it also gives you a congressman who represents a city who has one city mayor to work with, one county mayor to work with, one DA to work with, and you get things done for your district. And you get a lot from Memphis, and Memphis needs a lot, and we try to do it. It's not going to happen in the future. And just remember that, everybody. Donald Trump is the problem. Bill Lee is the problem. The legislature is the problem. They are anti-Memphis. But this is pro-Memphis today, and I want to recognize our mayor, who's as pro-Memphis as anybody. He's more pro-Memphis than Kevin Kane. The Honorable Mayor Paul Young.
Thank you so much, Congressman, and I just want to say thank you for all of the work that you've done for our amazing city. Over the past 2 years, I've been to so many of these events with you, from where we stand today to the bridge with $400 million coming from the federal government that's matched with another $400 from the state of Tennessee and Arkansas. Those are things that would not have happened but for having your leadership and having someone that has a personal relationship with the mayor. That's why the 9th Congressional District, as it was so important for our community. Moving forward, I think it's important for people to get out and vote. And make sure that Memphis's voice is heard, not just in District 9 now, but in all 3 districts that touch our city. I think that has to be our response to what has taken place in our community. But today we're here to celebrate these 2 organizations and the $3 million that has been allocated from community projects as a result of Congressman Cohen's advocacy to these 2 amazing organizations, Pure Academy and Heal 901. I didn't need any remarks for today because I know these organizations personally. I know these individuals who lead these organizations personally. And most importantly, I've seen the impact of their work. They are working with individuals in our community who may have had challenges in their path, but they're able to turn their lives around as a result of the investment that has taken place through these organizations. Much has been made of the success that we've had with reducing crime in our community. And I think that it is something that we should all be proud of. We have seen a 42% reduction in crime from where we were in 2023 prior to me being mayor, where we had one of the highest years of crime that we've seen. But since that time, it wasn't just the law enforcement work. We applaud our law enforcement partners. They've done amazing work. But that work has been coupled with the intervention and prevention work of organizations like the 2 that are represented here today. We know that if we're going to truly change our city forever, then it's going to take investment and opportunity. It's going to take investment in the spaces where people can turn their lives around and see a new direction, where they can feel more hope. I always define hope as the belief that tomorrow can be better than today if you know the logical steps to get there. Well, these organizations help individuals understand the logical steps to get there. And so the hope that they are inspiring is applauded today. There's investment that's happening today. I want to thank our Joint Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement that has been working with organizations that are doing this work on the intervention and prevention side for the past year and a half, and we want to continue that work. Thank these organizations again, and let's keep supporting the young people of our great city. Thank you.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to be in this space with Congressman Steve Cohen and Mayor Young as we receive these funds that are direly needed for not only the youth of Memphis and Shelby County, but for the young adults as well. Heal 901, as we cultivate the minds of young leaders and truly work to eradicate violence in the city of Memphis and the greater Memphis area, we work intensively with young people, but these resources also give us the ability to go help whole families. When it comes to our mental health services, it's not just the young people who need that support, it's the adults that are serving and the guardians of these young people that are in need of support. It's the family counseling that we need in our community that these dollars will be able to help us to do more of. It's the emergency housing when families need to be moved from a house because violence has taken place in the community. These resources are there to help those things, and we're grateful to be able to serve the citizens of Memphis with these resources that are coming. Just understanding that it's imperative that we continue to pour into our young people and whole families, and having that done by the federal government and the support of the city shows that the citizens of Memphis have people that really care about them, that are fighting for them in rooms that they can't be in, that are advocating for Memphis in spaces that you can only imagine. I just want to let the citizens know that today is not a day that is gloomy outside. It's a day of happiness when we see the things that are on the horizon for the great city that is known as Memphis. These resources are going to help us build the next city for the future of Memphis. And with my brother Melvin Cole, the work that he's doing over here at Peer Academy, I know that these things are going to be something that's going to be felt for generations to come. So for the citizens of Memphis, it's not over. We're still working, and we're still going to do whatever's necessary to make sure that the Memphis that we envision for our young people is the Memphis that we're working to achieve and the Memphis that we're going to see. So thank you for these resources, Congressman Cohen. Thank you, Mayor Young. Thank you to the staff of the Joint Office that entrusts us to do this work. Thank you to my colleagues that are outside that are still fighting in the respective areas. This is not just a win for Hill 901, this is a win for Memphis and us all.
Ain't gonna be able to top none of that. Now, good morning. I'm Melvin Cole, founder and president of Peer Academy. I'd like to thank Congressman Cohen, Mayor Young, Tangela Mitchell from Mitchell Consultants for connecting us all together for this great work. And just like these men said, this is an opportunity. So when you start talking about our kids in Memphis who live in double the national average in poverty, double the national average in food hardship. So what does opportunity look like for those kids? Well, opportunity looks like today, when you have people that actually care, that's standing up and creating an opportunity. Right now, Peer Academy has an 83% matriculation rate of sending young black men to college. The rest, the 17%, are currently graduating from trade school, owning rigs, welding, driving trucks. This is what opportunity creates. A lot of our kids, they like to say they're bad, they're lazy. No, they lack opportunity. They lack guidance, they lack pathway. And today, that's what it's about, providing opportunity. Right now, all of these men are here today because somebody provided an opportunity for them and they took advantage of it. So right now, those babies that's in the stands right now, we've provided an opportunity for them and they're taking full advantage of it. So when you start talking about Peer Academy, we have our recipe for success. And it's our 4 R's. The first R is relocate. We believe in relocating our kids to our dorm campus life. where they've got positive role models, support, living wages, food, the things that you need to grow and develop. And then the second one is restore. See, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Poverty robs you of your moral beliefs and values right away. Not only is poverty, it's trauma. So we have to restore these babies. And then our third R, we have to reinforce with our daily schedule, with discipline, with structure, with hard work. And our last R is realize. We expose them to everything we can, different careers, agriculture, trade schools, because we know if you're willing to put in the work, you can be whatever you want to be. I tell our kids all the time, people travel to America, thousands of thousands every day for the opportunity to be successful. So that's exactly what we do at Peer Academy, and we're appreciative of everyone for providing us this opportunity to allow us to keep creating opportunity for other young men. Thank you.
I know that you all were fighting and pushing back against when Governor Lee said that there was money coming to Memphis for organizations like Hill 901, and then that was not in the budget anymore. You were in Washington when that happened. Kind of talk a little bit about will this fill in the gap for those funds that you felt was working with the state?
I'll speak on it just because I know about the funding that was in question. Governor Lee had included $15 million for violence reduction efforts in the budget, and those dollars were taken out of the budget by the legislature. And this is not going to fill that void. It was $15 million that was intended to go towards the whole ecosystem, but it will support two organizations that are in that ecosystem that are doing great work.
And I'd like to just add one thing because it's timely. Yesterday I visited an organization called Sweet Cheeks. Sweet Cheeks is a group put together some years ago by the Cohen family, and they provide diapers to people who need diapers. Diapers is an expense and it's a necessity, and they've been doing a great job. Governor Lee had a bunch of money in the budget for diaper program. He took it out for the program to give rich kids money to go to rich kids' schools. That's Governor Lee for you.
I guess this might be a question for you, Congressman Cohen. I'm sorry to ask, but you've already sat back down. Are there any restrictions on this money? Does it have to be used for something in particular with these two organizations, or can they use it how they need it?
None of it can go to the news media. No, I think it was explained well. They have programs that have been successful in helping kids in the neighborhoods and helping the neighborhoods in general. And then Melvin gets them out of the neighborhoods and gives them opportunity here in education and in guidance. And so this is particularly within Durrell and Melvin's province, but we know what they do and we want to help them to continue to do what they're doing.
Can your kind of working on like kind of talk a little? I know you kind of mentioned it when you came up here and talked, but can you kind of talk a little bit more about where these funds will go for each of your organizations?
For Hill 901, these resources are going to help us provide more mental health services to the families. There's resources that we have to be able to assist children, but we understand that when we're working with a child, there is a need to work with the entire family. And this is going to help us do that. A Hill 901 is also going to help with capacity building and also increasing staff needs. Our team is out there doing violence intervention and prevention work, and we hadn't been able to provide them any health insurance. These resources gives us the ability to do that for staff. So these are dire resources that were needed to make sure that these organizations not only have the ability to continue to serve the needs of the community in the way that the community needs, but also to be able to support the individuals who are working under these organizations to make sure that they have what they need to be able to make sure we're sending the best out to do what we do at Hill 901. And Brother Cole, I just know that with the things that he's doing over here at Peer Academy, these resources, there is so much that we have to put into this work that the resources are already restricted. So some of the things that families and participants are going to need, we're going to need some unrestricted dollars to be able to make sure that we're able to fill gaps in services that other agencies just won't work with the population that we serve. Just because there's agencies that say that they're doing the work, we have to be clear that the population in which we serve and we work with do not meet the criteria of most of the other service agencies. So therefore, there's a lot of gaps that we have to fill in our spaces.
For us, Pure Academy is gonna utilize this money and invest it into our residential program, because that's what separates us from everybody else, is our residential program. We spend more time with these babies. They're here with us 24/7, 365, a year-round program. That's where the transformation happened, when you start talking about our mindfulness, our trauma, our mental health, our extended learning, the positive role model, the mentoring conversations. So we're going to direct all these funds to our residential program.
All right, well, thank y'all.
Trump was here 2 months ago.
He's actually going to do it too. I'll